D is the answer. So 25 cubic centimeter of 1 mole DN cube hydrochloric acid react with 10 grams of a solid. We do not know the solid. Okay, to produce a gas, the solid is in excess. The graph labeled first experiment shows the volume of gas produced over time. Graph P and Q and the volume of gas produced under the different conditions. Okay, so P has a more rate of reaction, Q has less rate of reaction, and the first experiment is this. Okay. Which changes in the conditions produces P and Q if all the other conditions are kept the same? Okay. P uses a catalyst, so this reaction uses a catalyst, and Q has a lower uh, Q has a lower temperature. As the catalyst would lower the activation energy, but it would not have that much of a effect on the amount of gas produced. So this is correct, but this is problematic a little. So P uses 25 cubic centimeter of more concentrated acid. Okay, this is more the concentration increases the rate of reaction. So this is correct, but Q uses smaller pieces of solid. So when Q uses smaller pieces of solid, then why it has less what we say less rate of reaction. So this is problematic here. Okay, C says that P uses higher temperature. Okay, P has a higher temperature than it has. So more the temperature, more will be the rate of reaction. So P has a higher temperature than it has a higher rate of reaction. So this is correct. Okay, Q uses 25 cubic centimeter of more dilute acid. Okay, as more concentrated the thing is, the more the rate of reaction. As more dilute the rate, the thing is, the more the lower the rate of reaction would be. So as it has a lower using lower concentration at it concentrated acid, so it's what we say that the rate of reaction would be lower. So this is satisfying the conditions. Okay, P uses smaller pieces and Q uses larger pieces. Okay, but P uses smaller pieces, it will increase the rate of reaction, and Q uses, so surface area would be exposed. But the pieces of the surface area do not affect that much on the rate of reaction as these. So we have, okay, these in A and B, some are correct, some are incorrect, but in C both are correct, but we have to compare that which of the C and D are more suitable. So according to me, that C would be the correct answer, because P surface area do not affect that much the rate of reaction as temperature and concentration, because they affect the rate of reaction chemically, but D, the surface area, affect the rate of reaction physically. Thereby C is the correct answer for question number 21. So question number 22. Question number 22 says that nitrogen dioxide is a dark brown gas that decomposes as shown in the equation. So nitrogen dioxide gas decomposes to form nitrogen monoxide and oxygen, and the equation is in equilibrium. Okay. The diagram shows a glass flask containing a mixture of three gases. The mixture is pale brown. Okay, so the mixture is pale brown. It is pale brown because the colorless component is greater than the dark brown content. There are 2 moles of the dark brown gas and 3 moles of the colorless gases. Thus, it is pale brown. So more oxygen is forced into the glass. So from here, more oxygen is forced into the flask. Which color change is seen? Okay, so it becomes a darker brown gas. Okay, as it is in equilibrium, so what will happen that when more oxygen is pumped in the equilibrium, the nature of the equation will push the equilibrium to the left side, and more nitrogen dioxide will be produced, and the and now when it moves to the left, there will be more dark brown content, and the reaction will become, and then the mixture will become more darker. So A is the correct answer. here we will just have to note that where is the equilibrium moving. So A is the answer here. Question number 23. Question number 23 says that what is an observation of an oxidation process? Oxidation process. So A says that blue precipitate of copper sulfate CuSO4 crystals turning into white powder when heated. So copper sulfate crystals are blue when they contain water. So hydrous copper sulfate crystals have a blue color, whereas anhydrous or just copper sulfate have a white color. So what is happening that when we heat it, the water evaporates, and evaporation is a physical process, so it has nothing to do with oxidation, as it is a physical process and oxidation is chemical. So the oxidation is not occurring here. So A is wrong. Copper being deposited on the cathode during the electrolysis. So what is copper? Copper has in aqueous solution, it has 2 plus charge. So 2 plus charge, so obviously it is a metal and also it has a positive charge, so it will gain electrons. So gain, and obviously gain of electron is a reduction process, not an oxidation process. So B is also wrong. Green gas being produced at the anode when sodium chloride is, so green gas, so obviously gas is chlorine from chloride ions, so Cl minus ions. So minus means when it will be discharged, it will lose one electron. So losing of electron is what it is, oxidation, and so it's a green gas. So yes, so C is the correct answer, but we will look into D as well. Never leave any option, always read them. White precipitate forming when aqueous silver ions react with aqueous chloride ion. So what is happening that aqueous silver ion are reacting with chloride ions to form AgCl. Okay, this is also right to some extent, that oxidation is taking place. If C was not given and C was also wrong, then we will always mark D. So but in here, that Ag, the oxidation state of silver is reducing, and oxidation state of the chlorine is increasing. So this is a redox reaction. So D is a redox reaction. They have just asked about the oxidation process. So C is the correct answer. So question number 24. An excess of iodide ions, I minus ions is added to the potassium magnate, aqueous potassium magnate. So which row is correct? So iodide ions are basically a reducing agent, and potassium KMnO4 is a oxy agent. Okay, so iodide ions, when reducing agent react with oxidation agent, they will react, and what will happen that as iodide is a reducing agent, when it react, it itself oxidizes. So iodide ions will oxidize. Color of the final solution. Okay, when iodide ions will oxidize, what will happen that I minus will lose electrons to become iodine, and iodine would have what color? It has a dark color, not colorless, it has a dark color, so brown. So B is the correct answer here. So question number 25. When ammonia gas is dissolved in water, a reversible reaction takes place. Ammonia react with hydrogen that ammonium ions, and OH minus ions are produced. Okay. Which statements are correct? Ammonia is an alkali because it produces hydroxide ions in the solution. Okay. So this is correct. That when ammonia dissolves in water, it discharges hydroxide ions. And ammonia itself is a basic gas. Sorry, it is an alkaline gas. The pH of the solution is 7. No, it is not 7, as when there are products in the reversible reaction as well as the reactant, and products has a base. So base has a greater pH. So 7 is just neutral, so this is wrong. Adding hydroxide ions to the mixture would produce more ammonia. It is just like the previous question of equilibrium, that when we add more hydroxide ion, this side of the seesaw will get more heavier, and the equilibrium will push to the left to make it balance. So more ammonia, when hydroxide ions are more, ammonia will produce more. So this is also correct. This is correct. And the answer would be, and ammonia as it is an alkaline gas, so 1 and 3 is the B is the correct answer here. Okay. Question number 26. What does it say? That 3 dilute solutions of acid, each with a concentration of 0.01 mole per decimeter cube, are reacted separately with excess calcium carbonate until there is no further reaction. The same volume of acid is used each time. The carbon dioxide produced is collected and its volume is measured. Okay. All measurements are at room temperature and pressure. Nice. And what are the possible identities of the acids? Okay. So the most strongest acid is 1 point with the pH of 1.7. So it is question number. So this is 2. So acid 2 would be the most strongest in the 3 options. So hydrochloric acid, sulfuric acid is both stronger than the hydrochloric and ethanoic. So this is correct. Hydrochloric acid is more stronger than the nitric acid. So this is wrong. And because it discharges more. And sulfuric acid. So sulfuric acid is greater than, but hydrochloric acid is not a weak acid. So this is also wrong. Hydrochloric acid, sulfuric acid, no. This is also wrong. We have to just compare the pH of the acids, and ethanoic has the weakest, sulfuric has the strongest, and hydrochloric has the pH at the second number. So A is the correct answer here. But apart from the pH, we also have to note that I just missed it, but I hope, thank God I noticed it, that for the number 3 acid and number 1 acid, the amount of carbon dioxide formed is same. However, their pH is different. So for 3, there must be some carbon element within the acid that will produce the same amount for the weak acid as compared to the strong acid. So ethanoic acid contains carbon. So that's why ethanoic acid is the third place. So A is the best answer, or A is the correct answer. Okay, so this is titration's question. Question number 27. The steps for the preparation of a pure sample of sodium nitrate are listed. So we have to give it a sequence, I guess. Yes, sequence. So titrate with the dilute nitric acid until the end point is seen. Evaporate the concentrate. Rinse out the conical flask, add indicator, pipette out a known volume of sodium hydroxide, cool and filter to remove the crystals, repeat using the same volumes of aqueous sodium hydroxide. Okay, so these are mixed up in sequence, we have to put it in a sequence. So what we will do, that first we will pipette out the sodium the base into the conical flask. So 5, then we add indicator 4, then we titrate it with the acid. Next, we after that we note the volume and rinse out the conical flask to remove the indicator, and then we repeat the process with the noted volume but without the indicator, and at last we evaporate it and crystallize it. So 2, 5, 4, 1, 3, 7, 2. So 5, 4, 1, 3, 7, 2, 2, and sorry, we missed 6, and 6, cool and filter to remove. So after crystallization, cool it and filter to remove it. So 6. So 27, 5, 4, 1, 2, 3. Yes, D is the correct option. So 29. A white compound is insoluble in water. Which cations and anions could be present in the compound? Sodium, calcium, carbonate, and nitrate. So nitrate, the whole column just vanished. So all of the nitrates are soluble, and we have been asked about the insoluble. So carbonates, now we have to, all the sodium are soluble. So calcium and carbonate. Calcium carbonate. C is the correct answer. And question number 29. Okay. We are preparing ammonium sulfate, ABS, sphere ammonium NH4 2 SO4. So we have to make it, and we have to tell the elements that are required for it. So from air in the Haber process and ammonia. So by Haber process, what we will get? Ammonia. We will get ammonia. So from air we get nitrogen gas. From element 3 just left is hydrogen gas or hydrogen. So for the SO4 contact process, so H2SO4 sulfuric acid. So from air we will get oxygen gas, and element 4 we have to get sulfur. Contact process, and these things will be produced. So just see in the sequence, just match the elements. So for 1 is nitrogen, for 2 is oxygen, for 3 is hydrogen, for 4 is sulfur. A is the correct answer. So question number 30. Which row correctly shows the possible uses of sulfur dioxide and the sulfuric acid? So sulfur dioxide is used as a bleach. Yes, it is used as a bleach. Sulfuric acid as a battery acid. So the first option, both are correct. So A is the best answer here. Selenium is in group 6 and gallium is in group 3. Which prediction can be made from this information? A gallium atom has 3 more protons. Okay, a gallium atom has 3 more protons than the selenium. Okay, then we'll just look at the selenium. Where is selenium? Selenium, this is gallium. No, this is gallium. So 31 for gallium, and selenium. Where is selenium? Group number 4. This is selenium. Wow, what happened? 34. So Se 34. So 34 minus 31. 34 minus 31. Selenium has. So it is just written opposite. Selenium has 3 more protons. So this is incorrect. And gallium is more likely to form negative ions than selenium. And gallium is in group 3. So negative ions. So group 3, it will form more like it will prefer to form more negative ions than the positive, because it has 3 electrons in the last shell, and it prefer to lose it than to gain it. So negative ions for gallium, it is incorrect. Selenium atoms have fewer valence electrons than the gallium atoms. Selenium atom has fewer. No, it has more. It has 4 and gallium has 3. It is also written opposite. So selenium has more non-metallic character than gallium. Yes, it is towards a non-metallic zone. More in selenium is more on the non-metallic zone than it is in the metal than compared to the gallium. Okay, so D is the correct option. Selenium is more non-metallic than the gallium. Question number 32. Which statement about some metals and their compounds is correct? So A says that calcium react with cold water but not with steam. No, it react with any water, cold or steam. So I think for question number 32 we have to consult with the reactivity series regarding the physical properties of the metals. So by that, calcium react with both cold and steam. So 32A is wrong. Lead carbonate decomposes at a higher temperature than zinc. Why? It's with lead carbonate. Lead is more like have more non-metallic character than zinc, and ionic compounds forms more stronger between zinc between a metallic and non-metallic, more metallic and non-metal, but as compared to the uh, less non-metallic. So lead carbonate has less non-metallic metal than zinc, so the stronger bond would be between zinc carbonate as compared to lead carbonate. So higher temperature would be required for zinc, so this is wrong. Magnesium can be extracted from its oxide by heating strongly with carbon. So this is also wrong, as magnesium, when we heat it very strongly, magnesium except for making magnesium and carbon dioxide, it makes magnesium carbonate. So this is also wrong. And pure aluminium react with cold dilute hydrochloric acid. Yeah, aluminium react with cold dilute hydrochloric acid, but it do not react with warm or heated hydrochloric acid. So this is correct. Question number 32 is regarding about that table, the reactivity series. So we have to consult the reactivity series here. Okay, the question number 33. It says that the diagram shows an experiment to determine the percentage of oxygen in air. So there is a bell jar candle. It says that the diagram shows an experiment to determine the percentage of oxygen in air. So there is a bell jar, candle and air. So candle will burn and uses all of the oxygen to make carbon dioxide gas. Okay, so this is from the atmosphere and atmosphere chapter. So which diagram correctly shows the level of water after the candle stops burning? So basically after the whole of the oxygen is used up. So there is 21% oxygen. There would be 21% oxygen. Okay, so 21% oxygen. This is like something is increasing, but oxygen is decreasing. Oxygen is the amount of mixture of is decreasing. So this shows that it is increasing. Something is pressure is building up, but pressure is decreasing in it. So A is wrong. No change. No. B is also wrong. So C and D. This is like a 50% change, and this is like less than 50%. So approximately 20 to 21%. So C is the correct answer. We have just to take in mind that 21% oxygen would be present in this jar. So question number 34. The addition reaction between hydrocarbon X and bromine forms only one product. Which compound is X? So that would be, but if bromine react with CH4, that is an alkane, so what will happen that C 1 2 3 H H H and H plus Br and Br, so it will become CH3Br and HBr. So alkanes, when bromine react, addition of alkane happen, there would be more than two products. So A is wrong, and this is an alkene, C2H4. So this is C2H6. This is ethane. So this is also wrong. Same for the alcohols as well. So D is also wrong. But for B, what happens that there is a double bond, and double bond will open, and the slot for bromine, both of the bromines will be open. So C2 H4, these bonds will be open, C, this, and that, and that. Hydrogen, these are hydrogen, Br, Br. There will be only one product, and that would be 34. B is the correct answer here. That's 35. Question number 35. A series of reaction producing propanol from naphtha, fraction of petroleum crude oil is shown. So crude oil is always alkanes. It become double bond, so it become alkenes, and alkenes OH, so it become alcohol. So it become alcohol. So process, what are the process? X and Y. So from alkanes to alkenes it is cracking, and alkanes to alcohols it is steam addition reaction with steam. So A is the best answer. A is the answer. Fermentation it is just for one, not for all. The question number 36 says that the structure of 4 alcohols are shown. Okay, this is methanoic, ethanoic, propanoic, and butanoic. So which statements are correct? Alcohol 1 can be made by the addition of steam to alkene. Not just alcohol 1, all of them can be made by this. Alkenes, it is not a ethene but alkenes. Alcohol 2 can be made from glucose. So this is ethanol, and only ethanol is made from C2H12O6H12O6. Only this is made, only ethanol is made from fermentation. So this is correct. Only alcohol 3 is renewable. Not all of that 1 to 3 or 1, 2, 3 and 4 are flammable substances. They are renewable. So all of them are renewable. So all of them are. Alcohol 4 has only one isomer, so it has 4 carbons, so it must have like more than like 4 structural forms. So it will not only have one isomer. So this is also wrong. B is the correct answer for this. Question number 37. Which compound have the molecular formula C3H6O2? It is propanoic acid, yeah. As this is propanoic acid, so 3 is the one of the answers. So methyl ethanate, and these are esters. So there are two methods for solving the questions regarding esters. First is the structural formula, and next is just some mental calculations also. So first we will do the structural trick, then the equation trick. Structure, like for we will do for 1. So draw the structure of methanol. So that will be C, H, 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 and OH, O and H. And ethanoate means ethanoic acid. So just H, O, C, and oxygen double bond in C, H, H, and H. Ester has been removed, so water is removed, H2O. Just count the remaining except these. So C 1, 2, 3, H 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, O 1 and 2. So it has the formula ethyl. Now we'll do the formula technique. So by formula technique we will write it down as, for ethyl methanate the formula will be ethanol C2H5 ethyl, so C2H5OH, C2H5OH, OH plus methanoic acid, that is CH2 H2O2, it will become what? So make the molecular formula from here just for the instant. So C, there are 2 and 3 carbons. There are 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 hydrogen and oxygens are 3. Just minus the H2O from here. It will give us C3, C it remains same, and H8 minus 2, that become H6, and O3 minus 1, it becomes 2. So it also have the same. So 1, 2 and 3, both all three of them have the same molecular formula like this. So D is the answer here. So question number 38. An organic compound has an empirical formula of CH2O. Note that it is an empirical formula. Which row shows a possible correct name and structure for this compound? Okay. So methanol, this is incorrect, as of any alcohol do not have a double bond. Ethanol, it also have double, so this is also incorrect. So we have to compare both of these. If we write the molecular formula for these two as these acids, so it can contain the double bonds. So for methanoic acid, it will be CO2H2. For ethanoic acid, is C2H4O2. For empirical formula, we must find N. N is an integer that is common in the formula, and by N, if we have N, we can reconstruct the empirical formula, or we can make the molecular formula. So if in ethanoic acid, if we take 2 as common, we will get CH2O. But here we can take 2 common, but carbon will make an issue. So this is also wrong. We cannot take anything common here. So D is the answer. So question number 39. Which statement is correct? Complex carbohydrates such as starch are hydrolyzed to give simple sugars. Yes, when starch is hydrolyzed, we get glucose or any other simple sugar depending on the type of starch. This is fact and it is correct. Fats have same amide linkage as pterylene. No, fats have those. Pterylene has diol linkage, and fats have amide linkage, but pterylene has a diol linkage. So this is wrong. Proteins and nylons are polymers formed from the same monomers, but with different linkages. Okay. Nylons are formed from diamines and dicarboxylic monomers, but proteins are formed from the amino acids. So they have different monomers. So at just here it becomes wrong. Proteins are natural polymers and also called polysaccharides, and proteins are both different things. Polysaccharides are like simple sugar molecules, long chain sugar molecules, and proteins are composed of amino acids. So they are just both different things. So D will also be wrong, and A is, as it is a fact, so you can just straightly mark A, but I will repeat that please read all of the options. So now at last, this is question number 40, the last question here. So question number 40 says the repeat unit of a polymer is shown. So this is the repeated unit we have to make the monomer. So what will happen? Just see here that everything remains same. CH3, Cl, H, B and R. Okay. So HCl. Okay. Oh yes. So here the positions of these molecules are changed. Maybe there can be interchange here and there, but the position will be same. So here CH3 is opposite of hydrogen. Here CH3 is opposite of hydrogen. Cl is opposite of bromine. Cl is opposite of bromine. A is correct. But if we look at B, the CH3 is opposite to chlorine. That is wrong. So position has been changed. B is wrong. CH3 is opposite to bromine. No, C is also being interchanged. H is opposite to this also. So when constructing the monomer, the positions of the elements that are opposite to each other or by side of each other, they always remain same. There is no change in that. So A is the